All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it might be. My name is Dr. John Sargent. I'm the instructor for this course. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. Of course, you're in a Principles of Management course for our UTRGV VACI-COBA online MBA program. So, Principles of Management, this is a fun class, interesting class. That's my goal, and I'm sticking to that story. All right, so I'm going to make this quick. So this is a little bit of an intro video, let you know what we're doing, give you some outlines for the class, what's particularly important, so let's jump right in. So management, what's it all about? So we're going to study the process of what people who are in charge of organizations do. 4 basic functions of management: plan, organize, lead, and control. So the class and the text is organized around those themes, so we'll be covering those for the next 7 weeks. Okay, how am I going to evaluate you? This class is perhaps a little bit different than some other classes you have taken or will take within our online MBA program. I place a lot of emphasis on the discussion boards. I'm a big fan of actually face-to-face education. We can't always do that for one reason or another. And actually, I love this class. We typically have students from all over the world doing interesting things, and we're getting together in an online environment to learn as much as possible about this topic we're studying. And I think discussion boards appropriately done really help make that happen. So 40% of your grades on the discussion boards, we'll go into those a little bit more, a little bit further. So you got 2 exams, pretty straightforward. They're kind of case studies you'll be looking at. And then reaction papers. There's a bunch of information in the syllabus about reaction papers. So read over that. Let me know if you have any questions. So let's talk about discussion boards. And again, those are extremely important in this class. So I have very high expectations for the discussion boards. I grade those personally. I don't have a coach or somebody else do that. I do those personally, and my standards are high. So what am I looking at with your discussion board posts? First, your post should reflect that you've actually done and understood the reading. So I get the sense that you just skim the reading and you throw out there something that's superficial. That gets a little X in my grade book, and you get a couple of those, you're pretty much failing the module. So again, standards are high. I don't apologize for that, and your post should reflect that you've done the reading, that you understand the reading. Your post should also ideally integrate information from your work and personal lives. A lot of people have great work experience out there in one form or another. So if you're talking about leadership, for example, one great way to learn about leadership is not only to read the text, but also reflect on leaders that you worked with in the past, their strengths and weaknesses. Compare that to the text, compare what your colleagues are saying about leadership, and post something that really adds to the discussion. With your work and personal experience integrated with what you're getting from the text and other parts. So if you just got something from the text, you understand that, you kind of relate it to your work experience, that's going to get you full credit, right? Oftentimes not. So third point here, what you post needs to significantly add to the discussion. So if you're just putting factual information down here, the book says this, my boss said this, that's a start, but you really got to integrate that information. You have to think about it, and your post needs to add again to the discussion. So again, standards are high. I do not apologize for that. Finally, one thing really bugs me about the discussion board is this is not a place to have an idle conversation. If you want to have just a conversation with your classmates, send them an email, do that offline, don't do it on my discussion boards. So if you just soon say, hey, yeah, this is kind of fun, good post, you're doing great work, that does not show that you have read the text, that does not show that you're integrating your work and personal experience, that does not significantly add to discussion. That will get a negative check within my grade book. You do that a couple times, I'll probably send you an email saying don't do that again. take your conversations offline. If it continues, then even worse things that will happen. We don't give out MBAs to everybody who passes by on the street, and so be very careful. Publish, do your best work on the discussion boards. That's going to result in good outcomes. Doing something superficial, publishing right before you hit the deadline at 11:59, something you've just skimmed and made up, that will also get me angry. A black mark, perhaps a personal email, and then do that consistently, you'll flunk the class. So standards are high. Again, I don't apologize for that. All right, you do have specific deadlines there also. You have the first module in the week. You'll need to hit Saturday night with your initial post. You'll need to hit Sunday night by your follow-up post. And the second module, you'll need to hit Monday night by your initial post and Tuesday night by your follow-up posts. So I don't even grade things that don't hit those deadlines. And I also look suspiciously at things that are posted at 11:59 or close to it. Again, do your best work on the discussion boards. Things will go well. You do superficial work on the discussion boards, your chances of passing this class are pretty much zero. So you got the deadlines. There's a bunch more information in the syllabus, and I'm sure we'll have additional conversations about this as we move forward. So let's jump right into chapters 1 and 2, which is what we'll be covering this week. Chapter 1, pretty straightforward, covers what management is all about and a little bit how management is changing. Interesting things that are thrown in there is how things like social media, innovation, sustainability are impacting managerial work. We'll jump right into Chapter 2 for the second module within this week, of course running from Wednesday to Tuesday. Here we look at the managerial environment first, a little look at the external environment. Big issues that are impacting the world of work, things like income inequality, sharing economy, demographics, etc., and what managers need to know to be successful in their roles given a changing external environment. Then one of my favorite topics is looking at organizational culture. You'll read that over in the text. You will do a couple exercises. You'll look at Zappos. One thing I have within the Zappos write-up on Blackboard is, hey, maybe you want to look at things like Zappos Insights, Zappos Facebook page, and really dive into what Zappos is all about. So when I have a suggestion like that, such as check out those things, it's actually a good idea to do that. And again, I grade these personally. I look at quality. I look at whether your post significantly adds to the discussion. If it does, good things happen. If it doesn't, bad things happen. All right, that's pretty straightforward. Just a couple of other things. I really like this class. I'm the person who designed it. I'm the person who has taught it since it was introduced into the AB program. So a bunch of experience with this course, a couple course redesigns, etc. So this is a good course, and I hope you will enjoy it. And what else? What else? Best way to contact me. I'm a person who lives on email, so please feel free if you've got questions, shoot them my way through email, and I promise I will do my best to respond to those in a timely fashion. So if you have any questions, let me know. I look forward to seeing great things on the discussion boards with your introductions. Again, first big deadline for the discussion boards is Saturday night, and we'll be done by the first chapter by Sunday, at the close of business on Sunday midnight. This class moves quick. So, again, let me know if you have questions. Let's have a great semester.